it's totally possible to go from being so depressed to flipping your life around in a matter of a year. Hello, my name is Ashton Colby, Divine Beings of the Universe. I love each and every single one of you. Whether you've come to my channel or not, you're here for a reason, because you're ready to go deeper. And I started this channel talking about my transgender transition. Yes, I'm transgender. I've been transitioning for 6 years to this beautiful masculine human body. And I went on this deep diving spiritual awakening type journey throughout my physical transition. So I'm a certified yoga teacher now. I teach yoga and meditation to transgender youth in my community. At community centers, I teach to LGBTQ plus adults and things like that at community events. It's a regular here in my city. It's amazing. It's awesome, and I love it, and I'm living my dream, and I'm in one of the best places that I've ever been in my life, and I'd love to share with you deeper of how I went from literally 2.5 years ago, smoking marijuana every day, so depressed, living in a shitty apartment, having eating basically like a ramen noodle diet and all that crap, to now being the happiest, healthiest, most fulfilled that I've ever been in my entire life. And I just moved into my new apartment. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm still trying to figure out where everything's going. But yeah, let's get into it. So it's totally possible to go from being so depressed to flipping your life around in a matter of a year. This time last year, I was working at a crappy takeout restaurant, like a crappy Chinese takeout chain restaurant, part-time. I had just gotten out of the hospital. I had been in the hospital January 2017, was so depressed, having full-blown panic attacks. I was in there for 10 days. Then I was out for a few weeks, did like an outpatient therapy group, went back in for an entire month. So depressed that I did ECT treatment. And ECT treatment, yes, is they induce a seizure to try and break up some of the neurotransmitters and things like that in your brain, and the thought patterns and stuff like that. And it was a wild ride. I did it voluntarily. I was so depressed. I actually tried committing suicide by hanging myself in the hospital, and I haven't talked about that. But you have to know. You have to know that. You have to know that that's what happened to me last year, because I was so scared. I was having these full-blown panic attacks. My whole body was shaking, and I didn't know what was going on. And I'll get into that. So I left the hospital after a wild ride of having my soul ripped out of my body and having it to be put back in. I then came out of the hospital, went back into the hospital, and I hit my lowest point because I wanted to go to the nice hospital that had been treating me really well and been really affirming and all of the things like that, and they last minute had to transfer me to a really horrible psychiatric hospital that was horrific to me, and I had to make a decision there at literally rock bottom where I'm freezing. They wouldn't even give me enough blankets, and I've never been incarcerated, but I can imagine it being the closest thing to that. It was not a hospital for wellness. It was the equivalent of what I can imagine, the closest thing to being incarcerated, in the way that we were being treated like inmates and not patients in a hospital for health issues. I was freezing. It was so cold. It was like damp cold. Didn't have enough blankets. They took away my testosterone. I was eating like crappy, and I'm not a picky eater. I'm not. I'll eat anything. I'm happy if you cook it for me, and I'm, you know, as I love healthy foods and stuff like that. But you know, when it comes down to it, I will eat what's given to me, and I'm not too, like, I was a kid at summer camp. Everybody else was complaining, and I was like, this food's great. So, but the food was just like how people describe prison food. So anyway, I was at my lowest point, and in there, no one was gonna help me. No one was gonna help me. Hi, Teddy Bear. That's Teddy Bear. Literally, his name's Teddy. I adopted him, and his name was Teddy. And I was at my lowest point where I literally, I had to make a decision because I was being faced up against a wall. Like, no one was going to help me in that place. And I had already been in the hospital for 10 days, then a month, then another, I had been there another 10 days, and I spent my 25th birthday in my 26th birthday in no, it was my 25th birthday, yeah, because I'm 26 now. I just turned 26 in April, yeah. It was my 25th birthday last year. I spent it in the psychiatric hospital, and I flipped my life around in 14 months from that bottom to now being a certified yoga teacher, teaching transgender youth yoga and meditation. Like 2 times this week I'm going to be doing it. I did it on Monday, I'm going to do it on Friday. I'm teaching yoga 3 times next month to LGBT human adult beings, and it's like I'm living my dream. I'm doing this, and I turn it around. And really what all of that full body anxiety attacks and all of those things, what was going on was I was having a Kundalini awakening, or a spiritual awakening, and a lot of people right now in the world are experiencing this awakening process, and I just happen to be transgender, and I just happen to be going through it during my gender transition, and I realized a lot of things about myself. I realized that I have to make a decision to be happy. I had to decide to be happy. No one else was going to do that or save me or come and fix that. I had to make it happen. And in the hospital, when I was at my freaking lowest point, freezing, wrapped in a blanket, they gave us little golf pencils because we weren't even allowed to have full-length pencils. And I wrote in my journal, I was like, dear God, or dear the universe, or whoever is out there, the highest source of truth and compassion, I want to be a yoga teacher. I want to be a yoga teacher. I want to teach meditation. I want to do this. I want to start gender euphoria, spelled Y-O-U. I want to flip the script on this gender dysphoria narrative, because I was so unhappy and internalized so much self-hate about being transgender. I felt subhuman because I was listening to everybody else's narrative about what it meant to be transgender, and guess what? I was whole and complete as I was. I did not have to fix anything that was broken. I was allowed to step into a place of, I'm not trying to get rid of dysphoria. I'm not pathological. I'm not this diagnosis. I literally am a divine being of love and light, rocking it out here in a human body with a soul and a heart beating and breathing, and I am here to live my life, and fuck anybody who tells me that I am wrong or anything like that, when the reality is transgender people are here to be these beacons of light, to show people that gender is just such a small little aspect, like God, the universe, whatever, the consciousness that is us, before we come into a physical body, it's genderless. It's all the genders. It's masculinity, it's femininity, it's neither, it's both, it's all of it, it's fluid. And transgender people are a physical embodiment of the energy flow that is beyond time and space, outside of a physical body, and we're here to fuck shit up and wake people up. And I was just done, and I was so depressed, and I went through that whole thing, but I wrote in my journal, I want to do this. And I prayed to God, and I prayed to the universe, and I prayed to whatever highest source is out there to help guide me out of this depression, because I had a vision, I had a reason, I had a purpose to be here on this earth. And I was internalizing all these fucked up narratives of other people that were telling me that because I'm transgender, that there's something wrong with me, when there's something divine with me. And in society, we always try to pathologize. We always try to diagnose and pathologize things that are different, when really it's divine. Like, people that in other cultures, there's these people start hearing voices, and then in our society, Western culture, we try to pathologize it. And in reality, those people who get support from shamans and things like that, and have some understanding of some higher awareness that person maybe, have some other perspectives to share with the world. We pathologize those people and we demonize them. And yes, there's benefits to Western medicine and, getting that person some medication. So if they're destabilized in the quality of life that they're having, just like having testosterone and surgery for myself as a transgender person to embody, a higher quality of life, real. But anyway, I flipped it around because I made a choice. I chose love over fear. When I was having one of the worst panic attacks, I was out of the hospital. I was on my girlfriend's apartment because I couldn't even be alone. My full body was shaking. It was 3 a.m. I was shaking so bad, like full body tremors. I had no idea what was going on. I was so scared. I was like, what is happening to me? And it was 3 a.m. and I kept getting woken up in the middle of the night. And every single night I had been fighting it. I had been tightening my muscles. I'd been fighting it. I had been trying to not have these shakes. And when I stopped fighting it and I relaxed and just let it happen, because I had basically the voice of God tell me, this is restorative, this is tuning you up. And I relaxed. And when I relaxed, I had the most blissful, peaceful oneness with the entire universe. There was no separation between my body and the rest of the room and the bed and everything else. The voice of God was in my head, and I was it, and it was me, and I was everything, and the universe, and the pure oneness that a lot of people try and seek through other means. I had that because in that moment I could indulge the fear or I could indulge the love, and I chose love. And like I said, I was having these bad panic attacks, and I was so scared, and I literally wanted to die, and ended up in the hospital. And I realized later it was called a Kundalini awakening, and that's really what got me more into yoga. And I'll give some context to that. It's really the idea that at the base of the root chakra, at the tip of the tailbone, basically there's this serpent, this in Kundalini female serpent of energy that's kind of coiled at the bottom there, and it goes up through your chakras, down up and down your spine, and it's a channel of energy. And really the vagus nerve is actually the anatomical kind of blueprint through our bodies. But the chakra system that we hear about in yoga, I was really like activating all of that because I had chosen what really kicked all this off. If you're still even watching at this point, what kicked all of this off is that I had stopped marijuana. I was smoking pot every single day. I was smoking pot every single friggin' day because I was trying to numb everything. And if you go back, go watch my videos from 2 years ago. I was high, I was stoned in some of those videos. And I've been completely sober and you could tell it's embarrassing, but I still keep them up. I'm not gonna delete any of them. But I got way too high one time. And I felt like I was gonna pop out of my body. And I said, and I had the worst panic attack, and I said, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And it was like 3 days before Christmas 2016, and then a few weeks later, January 2017, last year, I quit. I couldn't do it, I was scared. And it was like 1 day off pot, 2 days, 3 days, and it was hard. And then all the things that I was pushing down, like I think there's a lot of benefits to like medical marijuana and all of that. And you know, I sell CBD oil at my holistic wellness retailer that I work for, and so I'm all for all that. However, I realized I was using it to push down shit, and everything came up, and that's why I was having these full body panic attacks. And I was going through this dark night of the soul, and shit was being shaken up in my body, chemically changing, all of that. And I really want to get more into detail in another video, because this is already like 16 and a half minutes long, about my experience doing ECT, my experience of what it really was like to be in the hospital. But y'all need to know like the context. I didn't just like wake up one day and was like, I'm gonna be a transgender yoga teacher. No, it was like a lot of shit that I have not been honest about. It was totally stopping drinking for a year and a half. I haven't drank any alcohol, maybe like a few sips of wine here and there, but literally have not been drunk in a year and a half. No marijuana since in December 2016. And mind you, I was smoking every single day, and I had to deal with all of that. And I've leveled the fuck up in my life. Like, I'm happier and healthier than I've ever been. Like, I'm doing it, I'm embodying it, I'm living in my new apartment, I'm a beautiful kitten, I'm a fucking yoga teacher. Sorry. Look at my face. I can't even believe that I got here from how bad things were. I don't think y'all understand how bad things were. I didn't just like cheer up, like go watch the beginning videos of this channel. It was like positive, whatever, and then like, you know, shit got a little dark, and then it just like got like, let's talk about yoga and meditation now. Like, there was a reason for that. There was so much going on, and I'm ready to share it because I have no fear now about anything. I don't care. I'm ready to do this work. I'm ready to do God's work or the universe's work or whatever is trying to go through me to show you what is up, because I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of people thinking that as beautiful as the pictures on Instagram are of top surgery, reveal pics and everything like that, and I love it, and I love sharing my body, my experience, and all of that, it's not just about the likes and the shirtless selfies on Instagram that defines you as a happy transgender person. It's literally so much more like, we need to wake up this community. We are divine beings, like fucking with people's conception of what it means to be a man and a woman, and beyond that and through that, and masculine and feminine energy, and we are just like exploding it. And that's why the world seems so crazy right now. There is a spiritual awakening going on, and transgender people are like poking at that and tipping at that and messing with people's perception of reality. What it means to be human, what it means to embody a person, because if we are not our bodies, if somebody could be born in the wrong body, if we're not our bodies, what are we? We're beyond our bodies. We're souls, we're beautiful divine beings of love and light in the universe, expressing itself through a human body And we're doing the damn thing, this life thing, to build compassion and empathy for one another and compound and express and expand what love looks like in its purest form. If we can love somebody beyond the fear of like the transphobia of all that and society's perception, then like you're more woke. And the people who are transphobic, they don't get it, and that's cool. Have compassion and love for them, but just keep rocking it out. I'm gonna share more. I don't even care anymore. I love you so much. You deserve this from me. It's not even about my fear and embarrassment of the shit that I went through the last year and a half. You have to know what it really is like to pull all of this and the grit and the fire to just, I'm living in my dream apartment. I'm a yoga teacher now, teaching trans people yoga, and I'm doing all of this. Like, it's possible to turn things around, but you have to listen to the guidance that's telling you to move forward and push through, and it's there, and you have a purpose and a reason to be here, and don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. So many times, almost every fucking day, I think, I want to stop, I want to give up, whatever, but then I'm here, and like this month, I mean, I just moved and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing all the dreams that I wrote down, crying over a journal with a golf pencil in the hospital, telling God that I want to be a yoga teacher when I had no way of manifesting that, and I did it, and I had a vision. I manifested this exact apartment that I wanted, exactly. The spot, the house. I wanted hardwood floors, I wanted a gas stove, I wanted a cute little nook that I could study in and do meditation and yoga, and it's built right into the wall, little stairs to nowhere, next to my fucking laundry room right over here like that. Everything. This bed, someone was throwing out a mattress. Literally, that was a family member had a brand new mattress they were getting rid of, and I got to have now a king size. I've never had a king size. I haven't had a new mattress in like 10 years, but I put it out there. I need that. Started manifesting all this shit in my life that's beautiful and divinely inspired because I've leveled the fuck up. And I trusted through the depression, through the anxiety, through the earth-shattering anxiety. I had a goal, I had a vision, I wrote it down, I trusted God, I trusted the universe, whatever you want to call it, the highest source of truth and compassion. I put my success on autopilot, I trusted, I took small deliberate actions guided in love every single day through the fear, and I'm the happiest fucking person that I know. And it's so possible for you to get here. This reality actually exists. It actually exists. It's not a fucking Tumblr post. It's not an Instagram quote post. It actually exists. You can be blissed out on love and light throughout all this stuff, even when I'm tired. Even today, I don't want to get out of bed to go to work. I was tired, but I'm still the happiest person that I know. And I'm still never gonna go back to as bad as it was, and I've broken through that. So I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you beyond time and space, and that is why I'm doing this, and that's why I'm sharing from the depths of my soul, because if I can save one person from the pain that I went through, then it's worth it. So my website, Gender Euphoria, gendereuphoria.com. I'm going to try my best to launch it by October. It's already up. You can click on it. It's just the launch page. I have out of the back end of it, all the things I'm doing, everything, and I am trying to just compile the resources, start a new movement, start a new vision of what it means to be transgender, and flip the script on this bullshit gender dysphoria narrative and show you that, like, gender euphoria, not euphoria spelled like EU, like gender euphoria, no, like gender euphoria. It exists, it's here for you, it's a new narrative, and people are ready to go there, and I'm sick of, like I said, like, just the two-dimensional narratives of before and after or whatever, and like, I know so much pain of myself was compiled because I was comparing myself to other transgender people's body, like on Instagram and all FTM hashtags, all that. But it's just like, what's real is like we got work to do as a community, and I don't say that to like freak people out, like we got work to do, but like we be here. We are here. We are doing, just living ourselves, just staying alive and embodying our truth is the fucking work. And it can be easy. Work can be play. Did you know that work can be play? And you can manifest your fucking like dream life by like consciously. It exists. It's not bullshit. It exists. I love you. Stay awesome. Awesome. Like awe-inspiring awesome. Stay that way. You literally already are. I love you. I love you. God, I love you so much. You have no idea how much I love you. I'm so excited that you're here. If you're listening this far, man, go to gendereuphoria.com. Follow Gender Euphoria on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. It's just Ask Me James Colby, and that's the best way to connect. I love you. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you're feeling, because I'm feeling it too, I'm sure. Ask me questions. I'll try to keep rocking out videos. I want to make this like a daily thing. I'm making more videos. I'm trying to blow this up like 100K subscribers, 500,000K subscribers. I'm trying to do like the fucking thing. We are here. Share it. Like whatever you're gonna do, let's just blow it up. I love you. Stay awesome.